Welcome. In this application, what we'll do, we are going to insert values into database via Jade layout. So for this, what we have to do, we are going to create a new project. Then we are going to create a web form. We'll take values from the web form and we'll give those parameters to our controller. Controller will receive the values and will store it into the database. Then we'll see what all values are being stored into the database. To do this, let's get started with a new project. So let's get started. We are going to create a new project. We are going to make use of Express and let's call it as DB project 1. We are creating a new project. Once the project has been created, now what we have to do, we have to go to our project DB project 1, and within this we are going to install npm. Once the npm has been installed, now what we have to do, we'll install npm install MySQL as well. Once MySQL has been installed, then we'll proceed to designing of the application via the Jade layout. Then we'll receive the parameters, we'll send parameters via a request to our logical file. As soon as we receive those parameters, we are going to view it. We are going to insert it into the databases. Now once the libraries have been installed, now we are going to install MySQL for this project, DB project 1. Once MySQL has been installed, we are going to open our DB project in our brackets and we are going to get started with designing a new application which will be able to take values from the user and will be able to store that into the databases. So once MySQL has been installed, now what we'll do, we'll go to brackets. Within brackets, we are going to change the project from DB project to DB project 1. We'll open our project. As soon as we open, we are going to get a new project here. Now what we have to do is, we have to create a layout and we have to take the parameters from the layout and we have to display that on the application. We are going to forward that values from the user interface and we are going to send that to our machine. So now to do that, what next we have to do, let's say we are going to go to the roots, we are going to go to the views directory. Within index.jade, I'm going to modify the content from here. Now in the title, let's say we are going to define something like this. This will be student enrollment form, somewhat like this, and please provide student information. So we have created a h1, we have a p tag in which we have specified our information. Now what next we need is, we have to define two input elements. So first will be an input box, and within this input box what we have to do is, we have to specify the type as text and the placeholder. This is going to take some information. So we are going to say enter your name. Then we are going to specify another input that will be type, text, placeholder, and this information will be enter your number, or what we can do is we can create that for login as well. So enter your username and enter your password. We'll take these two information. We're going to do that. And finally, we're going to create an input button, and this will be of type submit, and the value will be create login, create account. So we are going to have an interface somewhat like this. Once we save, we can use Ctrl S, and as soon as we open this page, the form will be displayed. So now what we can do is, we are going to test the project and we'll see how the UI looks like. So now what we have to do, we'll go to our DB project 1. We're going to use npm start in order to start the project. Once the project will be started, we'll go to the index directory and we'll see how it looks like. So a request has been sent. Now what we'll do, we'll go to the panel here. And now here what we have to do, let's browse to the local host on port number 3000. As soon as we access that, now we are going to get a web panel. Here it's saying in the block content we have got some unexpected identifier. Enter your password, type equal to text placeholder, student enrollment form, student something, block content is greater than phone, h1 is equal to 5, line number 5. We'll just check where the problem is in h1. Okay. So we need not specify equal to here. By chance, by mistake, I have specified equal to here. Let's just save it again and let's run the application again. So we'll start npm again, npm start. So once the npm has been started, I'm going to send the request again. So once we refresh now, so now we get the form somewhat like this. We have got an input form in which it's written that it's going to be a student enrollment form. We have the tags available. We have specified please provide student information. We have asked for enter username and password, and then what we have is we have a create account section. So whatever information we'll specify, once we click on create account, they will be sent from this UI back to our project, and there we are going to store the project store the information into the database. So now what next we have to do? Once we have this information created, what we could have done, we could have used the form element, and within this form element, we could have specified the following information, and this information will be, this form will have, once we have to specify the action, and name of the action will be, let's say we are going to send that to save. We are going to send it to the save path. Let's say in the current directory, we are going to send that to the save route. And next what we have to do is we have to define a method, and let's say the method will be the get method. We'll be sending information through the get method. Information will be sent from here. There we are going to receive it, and we are going to store that into the database. Now, once this form has been created, now we have to do some indentation here. So let's just put that within the form. Use Control S. And now once we click on submit, the value will go to the save route. We have to specify two more information here. I'm going to specify ID as well. Sorry, name of this element, and name of this element will be, the first will be username, and the second element which we are going to send from here will be password. So now the keys will be username and password, and both the inputs whatever we have provided here, they will be sent to our save route using a get method. Once the information will be sent, now what we have to do is, as soon as we click on submit, values will go from here with the get request, and they will be received on the save path. Okay. Now what we have to do is we have to create a route, and within this route we are going to create a route for the save, or else we can define that in index.js as well. Okay. So let's just define that in index.js. What we are going to do, we are going to use router.get, and we are going to create a function. We are going to specify the path, and the path would be, we are going to receive the path as /save, and whatever value has been received here on the path save, we are going to create a function, and within the function what we have to do is we have to specify request, response, and next. Okay. So next is not required though, we just need request and response. So now what we'll do, as soon as we are going to receive anything here on the response, now what we'll do, we are going to receive the values and store the values into the database. So first of all, let's call it as uname. So we are going to get the request. From the request we are going to get the parameters, and from the parameters I'm going to get the username first. First will be the username, and on /save I'm going to receive that information as well. First of all I'm going to receive username, then I'm going to receive password. Okay. Both the variables will be received. and I'm going to use that username and I'm going to store that into uname. Then I'm going to take another one as pass, and then from the request, from the parameters, I'm going to get the password. So both the values have been received and the values have been stored into local variables. Now we are going to make use of these local variables in our database handling part. So now once we have received the information, now what next we need to do? Now we need to create a connection to our MySQL database. So we are going to create a variable MySQL and we are going to require MySQL library. So name will be MySQL. We have already installed npm install MySQL in the project, so we can use this MySQL. Now as soon as this application gets created, we are going to create a connection to the database, and to do this, what we are going to do, we are going to use something like mysql.create connection, and within this connection we are going to have a function. We are going to have the properties, and within this create connection we have to specify information of the user. Let's say the first one should be host. Host will be your local host. Then we have user. User will be root. Then we have password. Password will be ABCDE 1 2 3 4 5 in my case. And database. Database will be my node DB. So we'll be connecting to this database node DB. Okay, these will be the following information to create a connection, and we are going to store that into a variable with the name con. So once the connection has been created and it has been saved into a con object, now we can proceed to execute a query on this con object. And to do that, what we'll do, we'll make use of this con, and we are going to execute a query on this con, on this connection. Now the query will be insert into login. Okay, and what we'll do, we'll specify that the first value is for username, second value is for password. Is that okay? Then we are going to specify values, and then in the values, what we have to do, first we have to specify a double quote, then we are going to stop, end the first string, we are going to concatenate uname, then we are going to concatenate another one, we'll get started with a new string. Within this string we are going to close the connection. Okay, we are going to start, close the string part, then we are going to start another string part, we are going to close the string, then we are going to make use of the new word, and that will be pass. Then pass will be concatenated, so we'll start a new string and we are going to close it. So once we are done, so now you can see that a con query will be inserted into the, will execute an insert query, and our uname and pass will be inserted into the particular fields. Now once we are done with this, we are going to execute a function. This function will give you errors, rows and fields, rows and fields. And in case if you want to get something from this, we can identify that information, that how many rows have been selected or whatever rows have been returned. Now, so once we have got this information, okay, now we are going to console.log and we are going to display rows. Okay, and we are going to say console.log and we are going to say insert success. So data will be inserted into the database. So now what exactly we did, we have created a UI. From the UI, we are going to send a GET request to the save root. Once the information has been received on the save root, we are going to receive the username and password values. Once we have received the username and password values, before receiving the request, I would also like to do console.log, and from this console.log, I would like to display the request parameters as well, whatever has been received. Okay, so we are going to display request parameters also on the console. So is that clear? We have created a user interface, we'll be taking values, we'll click on submit. Values will be sent through a GET request to the save path. We're going to receive the request on the save path. We are going to receive the variables as well. Whatever parameters have been received, we are going to display that on console. Once we have got that information, then we are going to read username and password, and finally we are going to execute a connection query. Once the query has been executed, now after the query has been executed and the function has been executed, now finally we are going to end that connection. Okay. So now at the top, connection would have been opened, and finally when all the things are done, later what we can do is we can specify to close the connection, and con.end, connection will be end as soon as all the codes have been executed. Now after insertion of the information on the log, we can do one more thing. We are going to send a response back, and in the response we are going to send something like insert success. So we are going to get a response on the path as well, that some values have been inserted back. Now, so once we have done all this, now let's go to the project. We are going to start npm. Once the npm has been started, now we are going to test the project, that what requests have been sent and what we are going to receive. So now our database connection has been created. Now what we'll do, we'll go to the database, we'll go to the application here. We're going to refresh the page. Once the information has been refreshed, you can see that we have received the GET request and we have responded that back. Now what we have to do is, we have to take in the information. Let's say we are going to take some name like Shivam and the password is Sharma something. We have taken it somewhat like this. Now we are going to send a GET query, and as soon as we send a GET query, now what he is saying, we are sending a path to save. We are receiving username and password as Sharma. So the request has been sent, but somehow we have got some resource not found. Let's just check that which resource has not been found. The request has been sent properly to the save, but we have not received any resource here. So what we are getting here is, let's just check in the request itself. So a request has been sent to save, but 404 was not found. So now what we'll do is, let's just check that in the index.js file, that a route has to be defined with the name save, and we'll just check that with the brackets, that once we are receiving a GET request with the save. So now once this code has been written, now we are going to test the application. In order to test the application, sometimes it happens like your con variable may not be accessible in the GET methods here. So what we have to do is, let's just cut the content of the con connection here, and before you have used con.query, inside your GET method for the save URL, we are going to paste the connection code here, and we want to end the connection as well. So just after the query has been executed, we are going to end the connection. So here we have the things like, we have to create a connection, and after you have created a connection, you have to execute query, and finally you have to end close connection. Close connection. Now once we are done, now we are going to test this application, and we are going to see what all data we are going to get, and we are going to insert that. So let's just save it, Control Alt S. We are going to start the project, npm start. Once we start the project here, when the project is started, now we are going to test our application, localhost 3000. Here what exactly we had was, we were receiving some parameters here in the parameters part as well. So earlier we have written username / password as well. So this was the code. Okay. let me just start the server again. CLS npm start. Now once the server is running, now you can see that since we are receiving the parameters from the query, if we test the URL from here, and from here if we send parameters to save, and then from save if we send some information like, let's say Salman is the username and Khan is the password, so this is the default request which we will be sending from a URL. Okay, as soon as we send this information from the URL here, you can see that a request has been sent and an OK packet has been received and the data has been saved, and we have got an insert success. Okay, now what we can do is we can search select star from login, and we can see that we have got that Salman Khan entered in the application code here. But when we try to send the parameters from the default form, and let's say this time if I specify some information like Shah Rukh Khan something, and this time if I want to send an account, the request will be modified. So now you can see that a new request has been sent. We have got that request to the save path, but you can see that the path at this moment is modified a little bit. So earlier we had this specific path that we have sent information to save, and then from Salman and Khan, and we have read both of these variables as a parameter, and then we have stored them. But now when we are sending it through a post request or a get request through my web form, it is modifying the parameters here. So now what we have to do is, in order to overcome all these types of problems, what we can do is we can log the request and we can see that in which header we are receiving the information. So to do that, what we'll do within our this get request, what I would like to do is I would like to modify the things a little bit. I would like to log my console for a request. Okay, so I'm going to get all the properties which are available in this request, and I'm going to see where I'm receiving the information. So what am I going to do? I'm going to stop my server and let's just start the server, npm start. Once you have started the server, we have sent a request to localhost 3000. Now what we have to do is, now when we send some information from here, let's say I have sent information about Shah Rukh Khan, as soon as we create an account, haven't I saved that? Oh, I'm sorry. Let's save it using Control S. And let's just test that again. So now once we are sending a request with the parameters something like username, Shah Rukh Khan and Salman Khan, we should get the request parameter logged here. Hopefully the request was not logged because we have sent the information from in the different paths. So what we have to do is, let's say if I try that again, let's say with some random value A, B, C and D, E, F, and if I send this request, so now this time you can see that the request has been logged. So now since we are not receiving the information correctly here you can see that once we have sent the information from the parameters A, B, C and D, E, F has been received once we have sent that through slashes, and the original path name which was received is this /slave /ABC and DEF. So now what we have to do is we have to modify this content a little bit, and we are going to send the parameters through the query itself. Okay, so to do this, what we will do, let's just close the server, Control C, yes. And what next we will do, we'll proceed to our brackets. We are going to modify the request to this save path. So now we are going to receive any of the query which is coming to my save path, that will be read and that will be logged. Okay, so we are going to save it. Once we have saved it, now what we'll do, we'll go back to the URL here. We are going to start the project. Once the project has been started, now what we are going to do, a request has been sent to the web page, student enrollment form, and now from here, if I specify some information like Shah Rukh space Khan, and if we create an account, so now you can see that we have got the request has been received. Okay. Once the request has been received, now what we have to do is, let's say, now we'll see, we have gotten information that this particular part is done. Insert success is being displayed, but I don't think the information has stored because we were taking the incorrect parameters. We were taking parameters from request.parameters. So now you can see that the values which we have received is undefined at the moment because they have not been read. So to do that, what we'll do, you can see that let's just go to the request header, and here inside this part you can see that we have received the request, the query in this particular format, and the parameters are null this time, and all the parameters are available in the query section. Okay. So now what we'll do, we'll modify the code a little bit in order to receive information from the form. To do this, what we can do is, let's go to here, and I'm going to modify that instead of parameters, I'm going to get the information from the query. And from this query, I would like to get the username, and in the same way, I'm going to get the information of the password from the query field itself. Okay. So what we are doing is, instead of reading the parameters field, now this time we will be reading the query field, and then we are going to store information which we are receiving from a form, okay, in the default request format. So now let's say we have saved it. Now I would like to start my application again. Yes, clear the screen, start your project, npm start. Now once the project has been started, we'll go to the console page here. Now here what next we'll do, we'll go to the URL localhost 3000. As soon as the form gets opened, we are going to specify some information like, let's say, Katrina Cafe, something like this. We have specified a username and password, and then we have sent to create an account, and now the OK packet has been received. So we have got this information that OK packet has been received, and we have got like 1 rows have been affected. ID inserted was 8, server status was this, and something, the protocol was true. So we have got that OK packet information. Now if we go to the database here, let's say select star from this. So now you can see that we have received Katrina and Cafe. So now there are 2 ways to send parameters from your page to your specific server. In case if you want to send parameters, you can send the parameters using forward slashes through the URL. In case if you want to add your values in the query itself, then you have to fetch the information from the query header. And in Node.js, what you can quickly do is, whatever queries you are receiving, you can log the requests, and you can see that what all parameters are being received. So one good thing could be, you can log all these parameters, and in case if you want to get any specific information about the user, when he has started, whatever he has done, you can receive all these information. Let's say in case if you want to get information about like header names, so this is powered by Express or something, you can do those stuff. Okay, so you can read any of the headers from the requests and the responses, and if you want to display that in the response with respect to the user, you can display that again. Okay. Now after testing GET request, in case if you want to send POST requests from a client to the server, and you want to save information received through posts into your databases, you can quickly modify your layout. So you can proceed to index.jade file. Now here what you can do is, you can change the method type to post on the URL /save. You can go to your root. Within index.js, what you can quickly do is, you can change the method from get method to post method. Post method is going to receive requests on this URL /save. Now in order to get the request, you can log the request, and post parameters are actually received in the body section of the request. So we'll receive the request. From the request we are going to read the body, and from the body we are going to get the username field, and we are going to store that into uname. And in the same way, we are going to read the password from the body as well, and we are going to store that into pass. And finally, we are going to create a connection, insert data into database, and we are going to close the connection. So let's just save it using Ctrl-Alt-S. Once the files have been saved, now what we can do is, we can proceed to the browser. We can start our project again. We can use npm start. once we have started this project, we can go to the browser. We can send a request back to the server. Once the information has been received, now what next we can do is we can provide in some information. Let's say I'm going to provide something like Audi, BMW. So now what we'll do, once we send a request from here, so a request has been sent. Now you can see that a post request has been received for the save and 200 OK response has been done. And what more you can do is you can quickly check that out, that the information which you have received in the post request was in the body tag, and we have received username and password. And once the request has been received, data has been inserted, and you can see that number of affected rows are 1, insert ID is 11, and we have got other information like server status, warning count and message, and the protocol information. Now what next we can see is we can proceed to the MySQL database and we can execute command select star from login. And now you can see that we have received Audi and BMW inside the database. I hope you understand how you can send data from a web form to a Node server, and how a Node server can deal with that data and store that onto a database. In the next session, we are going to understand how we can fetch data from the database and we can display that on the user interface of Jade Layout. Thank you for watching.